right. We are working on our last week of e-learning, and this will be Unit 9, all about space exploration. And I'm going to go ahead and let you know up front that this is going to be a little bit shorter than our weeks in the past. And when you move on to the slide, then the activity where you get to show and do your practice, you're actually going to have a little bit more choice this week in how you learn and what you want to learn. Okay. All right. You have two TEKs that we need to present and you have some sort of knowledge of. I know it says on here master. It's kind of hard to master something when we're not in the classroom, so we're just going to do the best we can with it. 7.9a, the student is expected to analyze the characteristics of objects in your solar system that allow life to exist, such as the proximity to the sun, the presence of water, and the composition of the atmosphere. And all that means is basically why there's life on Earth and none of the other planets, okay? 7.9b is your student is expected to identify the accommodations considering the characteristics of your solar system that enable manned space exploration. And all that means is when we send man up into space to explore, when the astronauts stay on the space station, or when we send them up to the moon, like when we had the space trips that we were sending men to the moon, they have obstacles that they have to overcome, like the lack of oxygen. So, we have to have the correct gear for them people to be able to go up there and survive. Some questions, and there's a lot here, so I'm just going to hit a couple of the main ones. And in just a minute, we're going to watch a little song, and if you pay attention, you can probably get the majority of these answers from your song. So, basically, what characteristics of your solar system support the existence of life? Okay, why is there life on Earth? Let's see. How does the distance from the sun affect the conditions necessary for life? So if you're too close to the sun, how does that affect it? If you're too far from the sun, how does that affect it? Let's see. And how does the presence of water affect the conditions necessary for life? Which we just looked at that one in the last unit when we did water systems. And we know that water is needed for all forms of life. The next T9B, here's a few questions for you to think about as you're learning. So what are some of the extreme conditions in space that challenge manned space exploration? So again, one of those being like the lack of oxygen. And in your field trip that you're going to take, your virtual field trip, you're going to see some other challenges that astronauts have to face. Let's see, what are some of the key life support systems built into the spacesuit? So we have all these innovations that we've came up with as far as space exploration. And we've come up with some pretty neat spacesuits that we allow the astronauts to use. Let's see, what's another good one here? And then the last one, look at the last one. That's a good one. What are some examples of technology used by astronauts to communicate and perform the variety of tasks while in space? And again, you'll see that in your trip that you take. So we're going to listen to a song real quick. And this is from your STEM scopes. So it's listening to the characteristics about your solar system.
We need to live. Some things we wouldn't give if we had it to give. There are things in this life we would all start missing. Look at traits of things in our solar system, like proximity to the sun and the presence of water. Yeah, we just begun. There's atmospheric composition and magnetic field. No secrets revealed. Yeah, all of these things keep us alive, and all of these things help us survive. Moving on to the next conversation. What would you use if you need information? You can see these all around the globe. Telescopes, satellites, and unmanned probes. Man, it's hot. Now I'm freezing. Don't fuss. Proximity to the sun is what's up for us to discuss. It can make the temperature change to a range. Have you feeling all strange? If you're far from the sun, then it's too cold. If you're close to the sun, you already know. If the temperature's too extreme, that means no life, no beings. I want to talk about something real fast. Let's talk about atmospheric gas. 1, 2, 3. Are you ready? It'll keep extreme temperature steady. And ozone out in the atmosphere keeps UV radiation far and clear. Since we're talking about spheres, let's touch on the magnetosphere. Now, where to begin? Protects life from charged particles of the solar wind. Breathe. No, it doesn't make sense. Breathe. No, I need to vent. I need to vent how Earth's surface covered by water equals 70%. For geological evidence, don't look far. Okay. Water was once on the surface of Mars. Where? On the surface of Mars. And at last, something that water, whether solid, liquid, or gas. Now here's some wisdom. It's on celestial bodies in our solar system.
Awesome. All right. Little fun song for you. I know you guys miss my songs. So that wraps up our lesson on space this week. So what you're going to do now is you're going to go back to your Google Classroom and you're going to get on the other Google Slides that's there, and there's a virtual field trip. This is again where you're going to have a little bit of choice in what you want to learn and how much you want to learn. Some of you are going to be really, really excited about this and want as much information as you can get. So feel free to explore with all the different things I have there. And some of you are just going to be like, you know what? I just want to learn what I need to learn and let me take my quiz and move on. So if that's you, there's a activity for you to complete. And then when you're done with your exploration on this, make sure you do your Google form, because there's a Google form that comes along with it. And be sure you mark as done in your Google Classroom. And this is it, guys. This is your last week. So be productive and end strong. All right. Bye.